Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. I am your forgetful host on Who Brings Us In this episode, Philip.
And I am the one who remembers and looked very disapprovingly at Philip, David.
Oh man, every episode it's a Russian roulette. There are things that both
For
of us
you.
bring. Yes, there are things that you and me bring to every episode. I bring sometimes a prep of an idea. I bring a guest, the normal stuff. We each take turns on those things. But the one thing that David routinely brings to the show, he guides me of what the mini segment is for any episode and who the hell brings us in each and every episode. It's like clockwork.
And it's really simple because with who brings us in, because we literally just take turns. And it's as simple as he brings us in on the odd episodes and I bring us in on the even episodes.
You're letting out company secrets, David. What if they didn't know?
Again, I think it's pretty simple. I would never want to bring us in on an odd episode unless you weren't here. That would feel weird.
It would feel odd.
It would feel odd.
There we go. All right. Welcome. How was your week this week, Hoffman?
I was sick for a couple days, so wasn't so great.
I'm sorry
and otherwise, I'm not bad. Not bad. I'm just enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the summer weather, and emptying my bank account in terms of things that I care not to share. So, but I'm like burning money at the moment. So that's something that's.
Remember, it's all legal in Europe, everybody, so don't get on them. I
not
kid.
Literally, but
yeah. I had an all right week. Actually, oddly enough, I don't know if you've ever had this, but have you ever had just an oddly profitable week and it just happens to just come out of nowhere, where you get money unexpectedly here and there, where you find some change in your pocket that went through the wash. It's like, oh, there's $20 there, where all of a sudden you make a little sports wager that you didn't expect to come through and it pays out. Oh, it just comes out there, and you just happen to find and get money. Your parent gives you some money for groceries and it's like, oh, keep the change. Okay.
No, not to a great extent. Like pennies maybe, but never a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, it just was a oddly profitable week. I happened to look through my wallet this week.
So the opposite of what I had this week.
Yeah, so we're on different economic turns. I hope it doesn't, for my own personal selfish stake, I hope it doesn't switch, next week. If one of us must go through these things, I at least, could use another week of gaining some money. I digress, though. So it was a good week. I saw some movies, and that's about it. Nothing too revolutionary this week.
I, too, saw some movies.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Maybe they will show up later on in the episode.
It could happen.
Speaking of which, let's get to it. So we've had Aaron on as a guest for the game multiple times. Wonderful guest, Aaron. I love you. I'm so glad that you're able to join us for a main topic, though, for the first time. Is that correct? This is your first main topic?
Yeah. How special I feel. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So glad to have you on. And we knew the moment that we came up with this main topic that you'll be the star ready to glisten for this main topic. The topic, of course, today, Hoffman, is, of course, as you know, that there's a trend going around TikTok. It's going around. It's making its rounds all throughout the socials. There are 10 but. And so I thought it'd be fun if we could go around the room, talk about our generic deal breakers, and then we would come up with some prompts utilizing the trend and see if we can have some fun with it. So first off, Hoffman, let's start off with your first deal breaker. What's like a complete deal breaker? You see somebody there, it's Jennifer Lopez, but then you find out that, oh no, they've got this.
For me, my first one is a smoker.
Just a smoker.
That's kind of like, as in terms of long-term potential, it's a deal breaker. For sure.
Does it make a difference if it's cannabis?
Yes, obviously. Well, when I say smoker, okay, I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm talking about...
Just making sure.
Hey, don't expect me to not be sassy with you, Phil. You're all touchy today. I don't know what it is. Okay, no, a smoker is kind of a deal breaker. And that really kind of goes for the people who are not willing to quit. Like no, I'm a smoker and I love smoking and I smoke. But if they were like, I'll quit for you, then that obviously is not a deal breaker. It's just a kind of maybe an issue that we deal with in the early stages of the relationship?
Well, yeah, I would hope so. If they're willing to quit smoking after smoking pretty much their entire, well, I'd say their entire life, but nobody comes out
I
the womb
hope
with
not.
a litty city, Aaron, do you happen to have any deal breakers off the top of your head, or shall I go next?
No, I'm right there with Hoffman. Smoking is like a definitive. I'm good.
Vaping make a difference for you, Aaron?
The studies are so inconclusive that it's kind of middle of the road for me.
Okay.
But when you've made it part of your personality, that's a bit of a deal breaker.
That's the thing with vaping is that it sometimes it doesn't necessarily smell bad, like some of the scents are sweet or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so much more douchey. Oh my goodness. It's like you know what it is? Douchebag.
It's the personification of whenever you see a character eating an apple in a movie. You just know that they're supposed to be a douche, but it's the real life in person. They're smoking a cig. You're like, oh, you're vibing off of something in real life. That's no longer a medical necessity from the 50s. You're just doing this for fun, for a vibe.
Definitely. Okay, Phil, your number one deal breaker, or maybe not number one, but your first deal breaker.
I'm going to get very controversial right off the top. Someone with an annual Disney pass is an automatic deal breaker for me. Here's why. One, I actually love Disney. Movies, MCU, I'm into all that. But when it comes to an annual Disney pass, the biggest reason why, I even like going to Disneyland and Disney World, but the biggest reason why a Disney pass is so much different is because in order to get an annual Disney pass, you have to justify that, right? You have to keep going back to Disneyland. You have to keep going back to Disney World. And in order to justify that, that means that I have to spend my time going more than just the one time that I would even enjoy going on a Disney ride of any variety. More than the one, even the best rides, they of course are the best and they have the longest wait times. And I get it. Everybody who has an annual Disney pass says, oh, I got the system pegged. You just got to wait the correct, whatever. I don't care. Nobody has the right system to wait.
There is also a certain type of person who is an adult with a Disney pass.
Yes.
Disney adults. It's very specific.
Yeah, it's not my thing either, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's a culture, it's a vibe. And once you have that, again, I'm not against going to Disneyland on the odd occasion, odd trip. I love Disney. It's not a hate against Disney. It's just the fact that you have a Disney pass automatically tells me we're not in the same wavelength whatsoever.
Right.
So
the only people who should have annual passes for Disney are parents.
Yes, or employees of Disney, which in case, then
sure.
Bring your friends, bring your coworkers.
Or if you get it for free, or so if you get it at like this ridiculously discounted something, I don't know.
Yes, of course.
That's acceptable. But
very
if you're
small
going to get a
exception.
pass for a park, go get one for like Six Flags, where you're more likely to die.
Yes.
The roller coasters are better. It's just more exhilarating all around.
I agree. All right. Aaron, do you have any more? Do you have one more?
Honestly, maybe political differences potentially, or kind of racialism that's been built in. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but we would definitely need to have a conversation that could definitely break the deal. You know what I mean?
I think growing up, I wanted to be, it wouldn't matter about politics. You can get through all that stuff. As we've grown up, I don't know if it's the political climate. I don't know if it's mental awareness on my own part, but it just really has become sort of a delineating factor of like, you're either on one side or you're on the other. It's very, very hard to find a middle person anymore.
Yeah. I'd like to think that I could be bigger than that.
We would all hope, right?
Yeah. As long as the other person can be bigger than that as well. It kind of has to come from both sides. It is a
two-way street.
Right. Sure. I matched with this person on Tinder in Kentucky, and Kentucky is
very bold.
Obviously, it's a very red state. Yes. And this person was not a Republican diehard or anything like that. They identified as independent, and they were like, yeah, I don't like either party. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think the party system is great anyway. Like, one party is stupid, the other party's stupider, but they're both stupid. And I was like, I'm on board with that. And then she was like, yeah, and she kind of equated them in the same way. And I was like, okay, you've kind of lost me now. Anyway.
Hoffman, your next one?
My next one is a closed-minded eater. I cannot. Again, I'm talking long term.
So if they're picky, then you're out.
It includes like vegan. I just don't think I could have a long-term relationship with someone who's vegan.
Oh, even vegan.
Because part of a relationship is enjoying food together. That's a big part of the relationship for me. And so being not necessarily just vegan, but like just being a closed-minded eater or having a very specific diet would be a deal breaker for me. I can't limit myself for you. I'm sorry.
There's too much of David to taste around.
And there's too much food to taste in this world.
Okay, if I'm swiping through a dating app, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, don't care what it is. If they have a picture of them holding a gun, I'm automatically out. You know what? God bless them. More power to you. Again, just an immediate flag of just me knowing we are not on the same page.
You prefaced the last one with "this is controversial," and I totally agreed with you. This one, while I get it, isn't necessarily a deal breaker for me. No, I think it isn't necessarily a deal breaker for me.
Here's the thing for me. I'm okay if that's what you do, but if you are so bold as to put like that is one of your defining pictures, that this is part of what makes you, and you're going forward, it's not the shooting guns thing. I have family and friends who shoot guns and own guns, all that stuff. I'm not like
I don't
completely
own guns, but I like to shoot guns. It's fun to shoot guns.
Sure, I
in
love
a controlled environment.
Absolutely. All those modifiers exist and everything else. But if you are so bold, if you are so adamant about putting it as your first picture that you're having an AR-15 and you're just there having a golly whiz good time while you're aiming down the side of a barrel and I can't even see your face, but you want to make sure I know you can aim a gun, I just know, okay, we're not going to be on the same wavelength once again. That is just number 2 for me. My last one, again, if we're going through, swiping through apps, if the first 3 or more pictures of you are of you in a group and I can't tell which one of you is in the group, I'm out. Because what am I doing here? Why are you having the judgment to not say, this is my profile, this is my ability? You should be knowing well enough or aware enough to say, okay, it's about me. You're supposed to be liking me or whatever this facetious app is going to be anyways. So why am I then blending into a crowd? Why am I having to give everybody else the job of, okay, which one are you? Okay, 7 pictures later. Oh, you were this one. Let me go back and find out. Okay, so it's this.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
If you in a crowd, for the majority of them, you get one, because I want to, if you have friends and a great group picture of you guys all getting pied in the face at a local farm or something, enjoy. But if it's like 3 or more, okay, there's something there.
There's some that have every single photos with
single one.
Yeah,
it's a crime.
I just wouldn't call that a deal breaker because you're not really, I don't know, like you're not even getting past the swipe phase.
Do you think it's intentional, or is it just
if
these are the pictures that they liked of themselves?
It has to be, right? It has to be intentional of creating some sort of game for the other person.
It's the mystery.
Which one am I?
Ooh.
Okay, my last one.
Your last one, Hoffman.
My last one is if she will not travel, for example, for a fear of flying, maybe, or maybe if she will not travel.
Maybe she prefers submarines.
If she will not travel, that is a deal breaker for me. As again, like food, traveling, adventure, that's all a big part of it, and so that would be a deal breaker for me.
Aaron, did you have any more? Did you have one last one to seal us out?
Probably, I don't know if we can relate, but the most kind of definitive one for me would probably be a masculinity complex. If he hasn't worked through that, if he still needs to be a macho man and because that comes with a lot more baggage, if he hasn't gone to therapy, if he hasn't worked through that stuff, then I think that might be a deal breaker.
Hoffman, I think the equivalent for us would be like if there's like a princess complex where you have to baby them and everything. Is that a deal breaker for you?
Or if they won't,
honestly, probably
just that they pretend to be totally feminist and then won't pay the bill ever. Expect everything to be paid for.
Oh geez, that was
wow.
That was so truthful and hurt. No, yeah,
that's a deal breaker because I'm all about I will. Supersede any politeness on the first date. If I've asked a girl out, I will I will pay for the first date always.
Chivalry's not dead with Hoffman. Got it.
Right. But after
just
that,
the first date, though.
Unless
second
I'm
date onward, it's you. It's all
Dutch,
you.
baby.
It's Dutch. It's Dutch. We split it. That's I think how it should be done. And if I become much more financially successful, then I'm sure that'll change. But no, I'm sorry. That's what I view as the equivalent to what Aaron is saying.
Okay, here we go. Let's get to the trend. They're a 10. I guess I'll start here. They're a 10, but they listen to every Joe Rogan podcast episode available.
Talk about masculinity. Talk about toxic masculinity.
Absolutely.
Golly.
Hoffman, we'll go with you first.
I would say...
Wait, you two date women. Why would a woman listen to every Joe Rogan podcast ever?
They exist.
They exist.
exist.
They exist, Aaron. They
Did I
exist.
just say, why would a woman?
Why would a woman?
Why would a woman?
A women would, and women do. I think that they are now a 6.
Wow, that's actually pretty substantial because they're a 10. They're
10,
at the top of the heap.
6.5. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. Aaron, full bulbous pecs bulging, walking to you like Matumbo in Madagascar 2, and now they listen to Joe
Thank
Rogan.
you for putting that picture. Thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly, legitimately, probably a 4 because it speaks to a lot of toxic masculinity. It goes back to that, like, what haven't you worked through? Yeah,
that's fair.
Self-hatred. Self-hatred's fun.
Hoffman,
they're a 9, but won't ever live outside their small hometown.
Oh. Where is their hometown? Wherever we're currently living?
No, because you don't live in a small hometown. You live in a big city.
Well, we could go what? Flagstaff, Aaron? Tucson?
I'm going to say...
Is it like a small country? Like, are we talking Journey, just a small town girl?
Let's say Carson City, Nevada.
Okay, that's pretty...
It's like medium-sized, small for a city for sure. Phil, let's go to you first.
She's a 9, but she won't travel outside.
She won't live outside.
Oh, she won't live, so she'll travel. She won't live, but damn, I gotta live there. Honestly, that's probably a 2.
Live in Carson City.
Because I don't know what my job is in Carson. Because I don't know what my job is. What am I being substantiated and feeling? What am I feeling adequate in? And I don't know what's a 9 doing in Carson and making money for the both of us. I'm probably gonna have to take up a job at an oil rig or something. It's a 2. Aaron?
I think I could find a job in municipal government, so it would be probably like a 5.
Okay.
Probably a 5 for me, as long as you're willing to travel. But I'm like, do I want to relocate to a small town? And the answer is hell no.
No.
I will say some of the most beautiful women live in butt nowhere.
Amen. Amen. They are everywhere nowadays.
They really are. Phil, your next one.
They're an 8, but they have the California girl accent, where everything at the end of it is a question mark? And I do mean everything? Is that okay?
I'm going to say a 6.
A 6? You can get over that? That's not a...
Well,
that's still...
I feel like I can coach it out of her maybe over years.
You can fix her?
You can change her.
God.
I can. I'll change her.
So why is everything a question, honey?
Let's get to the root of that, therapize. That's probably a 3 or 4 for me, honestly.
Ooh, that is significant.
It becomes grating after a while, and then it's like, I need to get away from you. I have to get away from you.
Do you need to get away from them, Aaron?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Aaron?
Church
Aaron, do you have a prompt?
They are an absolute 10, but let's see. They are a furry and they expect you to participate.
Like all the time? Like the only way we ever have sexual intercourse?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Maybe they might make an exception, but predominantly.
Once a year on your birthday.
You get normie. You get normie sex.
You get normie.
Oh, man. I dare say that's, okay, I'm going back to the 2 well. Here's why. Because if they're a 10, how can I tell that they're a 10?
Exactly.
Underneath all of it.
You're never going to see it during the
during the
sexy times.
During the ceremony. Do you guys watch Handmaid's Tale?
I don't.
I guess I have to watch it. It's crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
I've heard it's good.
So yeah, I think that's a pretty significant drop. I'm going to say 3.5.
So you guys hate furries, is what you're telling me.
I'm not.
Wow.
The two's the
If
two's
it's
the first
every
time.
If it's every time except on my birthday, that's a problem. Yeah.
If it were reversed every birthday, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, let's negotiate here.
Why not?
Let's go crazy.
Let's enjoy
Try
it. I could be a
anything once.
squirrel. I'm a sexy little squirrel. Hoffman, I'll go next. Or no, I'm sorry. It's your turn, Hoffman. Your
I'll
turn.
go next. There is 7, but have a chronic foot fungus.
Oh.
What?
Aaron,
They're
we'll go
already
to you
a
first.
7. This isn't helping them.
7's not bad. What's wrong? The 7's a pretty decent. I don't know.
I'd like to know the spread of the foot fungus, the contagiousness of the foot fungus, and
It's not contagious. It's not contagious, but it's gross looking.
you know what? That might not take them down very far. That might be like a 6, because there are ointments for that, right?
Yeah, I guess, but it's chronic. It keeps coming back.
Oh, dang it.
Potions.
I don't know. I maybe a 6.
I want to ask so many contextual questions. Like, does it smell? Do I have to apply
It
things?
sometimes smells.
Oh.
They expect you to suck on their toes.
Oh no! There are 7. You know what? If I'm being honest, it's a 1 because if it sometimes smells and it's if it sometimes smells and I don't have to and I have to, I just think I can. It's a 1. I just don't want to deal with it.
This is with the sucking on the toes thing, because
especially with the sucking of toes thing, I'm not going down there.
Without that, is it still 1?
Without that, they better have a freaking beautiful personality and that's a number 3. That's a 3.
Okay. All right. You're 1.
Well, no, I'm a 10, baby. They're yeah. You know what? Aaron actually stole my furry one, so I don't have another 10 one.
Oh.
Hoffman,
no.
let's go to yours.
Okay.
Your last one.
They're a 10, a stone cold fox 10, but have an IQ just above the lower limit of what's considered okay, normal in quotes, like just above the limit where they would be, so it's 10, but
What a loss. I'll take it. That would be probably a 3 for me, honestly, because I'm like, I need somebody I can spar with mentally and physically.
Saber dueling. Hoffman, repeat it one more time, just so that way I have it clear.
They're a 10, but have an IQ just above the lower limit of what's considered like kind of normal-ish. Like they're really dumb.
Yeah, this is realistically the whenever you're old, do you want a sugar baby question, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. I mean, as much as I hate to say it. Yeah.
Unlike that situation, a sugar baby situation, where it's up to you how much time you actually spend with them. If you've got a sugar baby, you can here's $10,000, go shopping for the week, and I'm gonna go to the country club and play golf with my intelligent buddies. But this is a relationship. You got to spend time with this person. I'm
gonna go with a 4, where I would go on a first date and see if there's any way I can stomach this. Is there any crevice? You're a savant for just checkers, and like that's the one thing that we can connect on in life. Is there any avenue where all those IQ points went, and see if there's something there? But more than likely, I'm leaning towards I've got 1 foot out the door, so I will go there. Let's start with the negatives here. Let's start with the negatives where we're working our way up. Hoffman. There are 2, but they have a connection to get you a significant part in the MCU. Think of what that can do to your career. A significant part. Probably not like we're not talking Spider-Man, but maybe one of the Eternals, a good Eternal.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Wong from Doctor Strange. Like a significtable part.
I think they're
a returning cameo.
7.5.
A 7.5.
Dateable.
Just dateable. Aaron, where do you go?
God, I hate this. Probably like a 7 or 8. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. Yeah. I'm like, it's an MCU job. Come on. Come on. Give me that paycheck. Run me that paycheck. Bury that.
Okay, Hoffman. Here we go.
They're a 4, but have an amazing fashion sense. Phil, we'll go to you first.
You know what? Actually, this is a deficiency in my life. In case you all couldn't tell. This is a deficiency in my life that I actually do look for in a life partner. I very much enjoy that quality because that is something that I am lacking. So you actually hit on a very good vein.
When you say life partner, it makes you sound like you're dating in your 40s.
Thank you. I am. All the women there love me. Let me say.
I said your 40s, not their 40s.
Well, either way, baby. Let me think. If they've got a truly good fashion sense, you know what? If they're a 4, I'm going to go bump this up to a 7.5 is the max I would go. 7.5. That is a very attractive quality for me.
Okay, Aaron.
Fashion sense is so subjective that if it matched my sensibility,
their fashion sense is amazing.
Okay, then I'd say probably like a 7 or an 8. Yeah, 7.5.
Wow.
I'd agree. Your clothing says so much about you. Why wouldn't you? They would get points for that for sure.
Okay. They're a 5, right down the middle, just completely average. But they don't own a TV for all the wrong reasons. We go to you, Aaron.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's a detractor or a positive thing.
That's why I put it down the middle.
Do they want me to get rid of my TV?
They would like it.
Do they watch things on their laptop or phone?
Yeah. That's the question.
No, they do not.
Okay, so they just don't watch things. No, that makes them like a 1, I think.
Yeah, that takes
2.
I would say like a 3.
Maybe a 2, but no, if they're only a 5, then there's not much redeeming there. I think they're a 1.
Okay.
An amazing fashion sense.
All right. Aaron, do you happen to have any?
They are a 6.
Ooh.
But they've got a wonderful relationship with their parents.
That does help.
Honestly, if they have a wonderful relationship with their parents, that probably means that as a couple, we're splitting time with my parents and their parents. So I feel like that's actually that's not necessarily the most positive thing. It's not a negative thing, but it's not really as much of a positive thing. It has drawbacks. So what did you say? They were 6?
Yeah.
I'm going to say they're now a 6.5.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is coming from the person with a good relationship with their parents. That's why. That's what it is. Because I love my parents. I want you to enjoy my family.
No, we're gonna be a family that hangs out with Dad's side.
Yes, I have a wonderful relationship with my parents as well. But I'm aware enough to know that there are good relationships elsewhere out there. So I will go a 6.5. A 6.5. It bumps them up a little bit. It's not too much of a good thing, but it is a good thing because I've had a relationship where they treated their mother horribly, and that was just always just a bad.
That speaks so much more about how they will treat you and your relationship together.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They're a 3, but have a pair of city passes, which allows them to attend any event in whatever city you live in: concerts, shows, sports events, anything. This thing doesn't exist, but they've got it. They got a thing from the mayor that said that they can attend with a partner any event in the city.
Wow, that's pretty good. Aaron, you go first.
Oh, wow. They'd be a 7. They'd be a definitive 7. Yeah. I got a lot of stuff, and I pay a lot of money for a lot of stuff. So, that would definitely get you some points. That would get you a bump.
I'm on the lines with Aaron that I value experiences with myself personally, let alone with somebody else. So I could find somebody attractive for not only being willing to share those experiences with me, but being the provider of those. So, which makes me sound very sugar babyish now that I say it out loud. No. Okay. I will. It's a 7 or an 8. I'm probably going to go with 7, meaning that they get a date with the ability to rise above their station and go to an 8. How about that? My last one here. They're a 3, but you adore their family. You adore their entire family. So you are best friends with their brother. Their mom always cooks with you and will teach you Italian or something. You love their family. You absolutely adore their family, but they're a 3. Let's go to you first, Aaron.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can still. Well, but then if I broke up with this person, would I still be able to maintain the relationship that I've fostered with their family.
No, I think that's cheating.
I think that's cheating. Maybe at best, what I can offer you is like their brother. You still maintain a friendship with them, but not like.
I'd say probably about a 5 if we have a really good relationship with the family.
A 5. So meaning if they catch you on the right day.
A 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not something about them, it's about their family. Yeah.
To be clear, does a 5 get them a first date with both of you? Is that what we're going with? No, a 5 is not guaranteed.
Mm-mm.
So no, for
we already had it. Their brother is my best friend, and we've already established the family relationship. I'd go on a date. Why not?
A 5 gets you a date.
But so then I'd be afraid that it would ruin that dynamic that we had.
Right. So Hoffman, for you, what, a 6 is the minimum to get a date with you?
Probably, 6.
Probably. Okay. Hoffman, do you have one more?
I do actually have 2 more because I came up with one on the spot that I think is extremely intriguing and interesting.
Delicious.
Right, this is the one I have written down. There are 2, but they are friggin' dynamite in bed and are absolutely hilarious.
I know this beforehand, right?
I guess, yeah.
I think Aaron went first last time. I'll go first. That is...
dynamite in bed and super funny.
Yeah, Mom, close your ears. This is a 9 for me. This is I will try this. If nothing else, they get a date, and they will get a couple more dates afterwards. And I will search the ends of the earth looking for a reason. I will. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go. Because personality really should rule it all. So and of course, if they're a bobcat in the sack,
hilarity helps too. Like to just laugh all the time.
Yes. Yeah. That is a very, very enviable and treasured trait for me. I'm going to go a 9. Aaron?
It's a solid 10 for me.
Ooh, good
you can make me laugh, and you can make me.
from
You're
2
in there. You're
2
in
to
there.
10. 2 to 10. That's a big leap.
Wow. Here we go. Boom.
They're a 5.
Okay.
But their sibling of the same gender as they are is a 9.
So they are a what?
They're a 5. Actually, let's go with 6. They're a 6, but their sibling is a 9.
God, I mean, I think even a 7 is necessary for me to be favorable.
I don't think this would ever be favorable. It's got to knock them down a bit because you're like the sibling's always there, and you're like, oof.
That's why I'm saying 6
what
is
if?
like.
What if?
I don't think I mess with it if it's a 6. So I in that case, I'd have to go with a 1. It's so unfair to have that. So unless the 9 has her own problems where she's racist
with that person.
and homophobic and just an IQ of a thumbtack, they would have to be so unattractive in other ways for me to not.
Because otherwise you're always with that person and you know that you're more attracted to their sibling, right?
Exactly. So
Aaron,
so
what do you think?
Unless there's outlying facts to the 9 that I am not allowed in this scenario, I'd have to go a 1 because I just know that it wouldn't be fair to the relationship, really.
But I mean, it's no detractor on them. What have they done? So to me, it's like they're a 5. They get a little bit of a bump down, but it's not like anything that they did wrong,
Right.
That's fair.
It's not your fault. You're ugly.
Wow. Well, we hope you're playing along with us at home. And that was interesting.
Yes, it was. We learned a lot about each other. I love that.
The more you know.
The more you know. Let's get along, little doggies. This episode of POWWOW Podcast is sponsored by Sides.
Meet Sides. SIDES, an app that helps you take the law into your own hands.
Turn ordinary agreements into binding contracts in seconds. Then if a dispute arises, Sides will step in to resolve it for you.
Wait, Phil, that was supposed to be my line.
What did we agree to in the contract?
I don't know. I guess we can use Sides to settle this dispute because each dispute costs a small one-time fee.
And if you win, which I will, it's all awarded back to you.
Sign up now and get 16% off for a limited time only. Wow, that was so how do I put it? It made me feel in touch with my spiritual side if I had one. This is Would You? We're doing Would You as a mini segment this week where we ask a would you, could be a would you rather, could just be a plain old would you question to the other contestant, host, and they have to answer.
I want a new car.
Well, start praying. Phil, would you rather receive $1,000 point blank just $1,000. Or stand with an apple on your head for a professional archery competition and receive $1 million.
So whoever's taking the shot is a professional?
All of them are professionals, but they got to hit the apple.
And not me. So they have to hit the apple.
It's on your head too.
And if they miss, then I still don't win the money. Like even if they miss and don't hit the log.
You get it. That's your payment for the day. But if you don't survive, you don't get the money.
Here's an honest thought though, is theoretically they could miss and hit me. And I still would live, right? That there's nothing particularly.
I mean, sure.
It would hurt. It would hurt like hell. There's no doubt about that. I think I would
probably
take
going through your head though, so I wouldn't bet on your chances of surviving.
Or surviving all
unless
fully
it like
intact.
Skims your head and like hits your ear or something like that.
Give me a new sideburn or something.
But like if they just miss by like an inch or 2 inches downwards, there's getting you square in the forehead, man.
Well, I would hope that that's where they miss, because if they miss and I just lose an eye.
This is why you're getting paid $1 million.
$1 million.
Instead of just a grand.
This is a good would you, because it's right down the middle. If it was like $10 million, I would definitely do it. It's $1 million that's making me think about it. That's
how much you value your life. $10 million. That's your price.
Here's the thing. $10 million is life-changing for me. So therefore, I should.
I think $1 million is probably also life-changing.
In theory, though, I can make that throughout the entirety of my life. I believe in myself, Hoffman. I believe in myself.
But making it throughout the entirety of your life is different from having it now.
That's true.
Remember Donald Trump, a small loan of $1 million?
Yeah, that's fair. I would take the $1,000. It's $1,000. It's guaranteed. And that's what I'd do. Are you of the same mindset, or would you take the $1 million?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know. I might.
It's a good one. You picked a very good one this week.
I would maybe do it. I would maybe do the $1 million.
It's close.
Yeah.
Would you rather go to 10 concerts for random artists for free, but you wouldn't be guaranteed to know who they are, or one artist of your choice for full price, but they wouldn't perform your favorite song?
10 for free. Easy. Huh? Yeah, definitely. But like if I have to pay full price for my favorite artist.
What about half price for best seats in the house, for a suite maybe, if that's your definition of best seats in the house?
They still don't play my favorite song?
Correct.
I think I'd still go for the 10 for free. I'm not a person who goes to a lot of concerts, so it would be fun to go to 10 concerts. And
even if they're just bad screamo house concerts.
The biggest reason, I guess, the biggest reason for me not going to concerts is the price.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would go to the 10 free concerts. Let me just say one more thing about my would you. I don't think the amount of money above $1 million really changes whether I would do it or not.
So the $1 million is the cutoff. If it's like $500,000, you would say no.
I would be more inclined to say definitely not. But above $1 million, like if it was 10 million, 20 million, I don't think that makes me more likely to want to do it. Like barely, you know, because it's at that point it's like a life-changing amount of money, and it's more about like whether I live or die, you know. so how much it is, even if it was like $1 billion, yes, I'm probably a bit more likely to want to do it, but not as much more likely as you might think. It's a troubling conundrum. Okay, let's move on.
We are joined once again by Aaron, back where he feels most comfortable in his arena. Aaron, do you happen to remember, did you win last time against both of us, one of us, either of us?
No, I think I lost. I think I lost by a landslide. It was the
yes, I beat you by a landslide. Yes. Yeah, and then like Hoffman, it was close.
With the economy.
That's
the
right.
Economy, but
what was it again?
It was Earth Day.
You were asking, yes.
And I believe he lost to both of us. Mine included some version of Dino Nuggies or some nuggie question for Aaron.
Chicken nuggies.
Yes.
I remember the chicken nuggies.
But yes, me and Aaron have been in multiple shows. I don't know if since last time we've been here, we have discussed how we know each of our guests, but me and Aaron have been in multiple. Has it been multiple shows or just the one, Aaron? Just the one.
Actually, you know what? No, we did like a benefit together.
That's right. So we have done a couple shows together. Shrek being the most notable, playing a prominent Papa Bear. Of course, you are a prominent actor around the Valley. I believe I've noted that as such. And we'll talk about things that you're doing right now later on. However, Aaron, as you know, I know you. Hoffman doesn't know you quite as well, so he gets 2 questions to get to know you a little bit better. I get 1. Hoffman, what is your first question?
Aaron, Would you rather play pro football for a year and make $10 million or do one nude photo shoot and get paid 500 grand? $500,000.
Oh, see, that's the thing. The physical toll that professional football would take on me, I don't know. But you know what? 10 mil. Definitely the 10
mil for pro
Sorry
football.
for that,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
Aaron does a nude photo shoot for $500,000 every day anyways, depending on the right person. So
what's for like 5% of $10 million? I'm good. I think so.
My question for you, Aaron, would you rather have a maid for the rest of your life, a personal maid, or a personal chef for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Keep in mind the personal chef, you would have to pay for food costs. That does not come for free, but will cook for groups. So if you go on a date, they will cook for you. You have to assume that they're good. And if you go to family gatherings, you can be like, hey, my chef can whip something up.
Is Aaron allowed to cook for himself if he feels like it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with the maid, actually.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one,
and I can whip up something. That's not that big of a consideration. But like cleaning regularly, that it would be nice to have somebody do that.
It's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
Hoffman, your last question.
On theme with our topic today, have you ever had a romantic encounter with a true, undeniable 9.5 or higher?
Yes, in college, there was a lovely gent. Yeah. I won't go into much detail, but yeah.
That's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. We just wanted to know yes or no, and the answer is absolutely a very sly yes.
We love it. My guest, your game, Hoffman. Explain the game if you will.
Okay, so this game is based on ratings, as we've been talking throughout this episode about rating things and whatnot. And so this game, the Quizmaster will present a thing, and that thing will carry with it a rating, whether that's the public rating, for example, if it's a movie, an IMDb rating, or something of the like, or it could be a personal rating, whatever. And then the contestants will have to guess what it is, and whoever's closer will get the point. Pretty simple. Aaron, do you have a preference on whether you'd like to face me first or Phil first?
I'll face Phil first.
Face Phil first.
Excellent.
That means face Phil first.
Rivalry.
Get the loss out of the way. That means
it's my game, and my game is a little interesting because you guys are going to be getting the same prompts but different ratings. Aaron, since you don't know me very well, you will be getting the IMDb rating, or you'll be trying to guess the IMDb rating. Phil will be trying to guess my rating.
Oh.
Do you love it or hate it, Phil?
If I have to go on one or the other, I'd probably go love it, but geez.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Hold on. I have to just clarify. So we're guessing what the film or media was rated on IMDb.
On IMDb. That's what you're guessing. That's what you're guessing. Phil is going to try to guess what I rated it. And
on a scale of 1 to 10.
It is on between 1 and 10, and it is, for example, 1.1 or
I was going to say, okay, yes, there's decimal points. Okay, yes,
there's one decimal place. Okay, so we start. Question 1. These are all big blockbusters from this year that I've seen, obviously.
Okay.
With Uncharted, starring Tom Holland and
Mark Wahlberg.
And Papa
Uncharted
John's.
has an and Papa John's has an IMDb rating of, Aaron.
I saw it. I'm going to say in the 6. I need to give a specific number, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to say probably about 66.8.
So 6.6.
No, so between 1 and 10. So
6.8. I'm sorry.
So 6.8 or 6.7, because 66.8 would be 6.7.
I'll say 6.8.
6.8. The correct rating.
That's a fair guess for your genre.
Should Aaron. I give the IMDb rating before you guess my rating, Phil? I suppose it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Let's wait, because later on, this one I happen to know.
Wait.
Oh, but this is going to illuminate what we think of the movies.
Because if I don't know the movie, then it might give something away. Okay.
Well, David's like, it was an absolute 10, and I'm like, no, it was a 6.8.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I do happen to know Hoffman did enjoy this film.
Okay.
So I'm automatically going above the 6.8. I don't think we're in 9 territory. It's somewhere in 8 or 7 territory. I'm going to go with 7. Oh, Hoffman's a little specific. I'm going to go with 7.4. 7.4.
The IMDb rating is 6.4, which means,
Ooh,
Aaron, you were
Hey.
0.4 off.
Yeah, baby.
You were 0.4 off.
Mhm.
My rating, 7.1, which means,
Yeah!
Phil, you were 0.3 off, and you get a point. You get the first
Unacceptable.
point. So close, uncomfortably close. Okay.
Woo.
The second movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh, we have not discussed
Aaron.
this. I should
Your
go first, right?
IMDb rating. No, I'd like the IMDb to go first.
Fair enough.
I think each time, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I liked the Scarlet Witch kind of storyline they gave it. I think it might have garnered probably a 7.8 on IMDb.
7.8. Phil.
I don't think he liked it. I think he. Oh man, this is crazy. I'm thinking it's in the 5s. I'm thinking it's 5. Oh God, I bet he liked it a little bit with a cameo. So I'm gonna go 5.7. I'm gonna go 5.7 because if I'm wrong, I'm low. So I'm gonna go 5.7.
The IMDb rating is 7.0, which means you're 0.8 off, Aaron. My rating, 6.3, which means, Phil, you're 0.6 off, and you get another point.
Nice.
Unacceptable.
Frustratingly, yes.
Woo!
Okay.
For the
Question
listeners
3.
at home, Phil is actually keeping track of the scores.
Yes.
I need you to step it up here, Aaron. Top Gun Maverick.
I'll try. Oh God, this I haven't seen.
Okay.
You couldn't pay me to see it, but
Whoa, you would love it, Aaron.
Okay, the IMDb rating.
The art, Aaron. It's divine.
It's about the art.
Yeah, it's about the art.
IMDb rating. Let's see. I'm based on my personal bias.
Wait, so
I
you
don't think
haven't
it did
seen
very
this?
well.
You haven't seen this movie,
No, I have not.
Phil. You have seen this movie.
I have. So
So
should
let's
I
have
go
you
first?
go first on this.
Okay. Well, man, another movie that me and Hoffman have not actually I did discuss. I think he liked it. So I'm going to go with, I don't think he thought it was as profound as I did. So I'm guessing it's somewhere in the 8s. I'm going to go 8.4.
Aaron.
I think it did probably around a 7.2.
I think he's way low.
Yeah.
I think it's somewhere in the 9s. I bet it's like a 9.3
No.
for his category.
My rating
okay.
was 8.1. So Phil, you're 0.3 off. Aaron, you said 7.2. The IMDb rating is 8.6.
Damn
So
it.
you're way off.
That
That time it wasn't even close. Phil, that's a win for you.
Let's go for the clean sweep,
Okay, we're
baby.
going.
Not the clean
We're
sweep.
going for the Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh.
Have you seen this one, Aaron?
I have, yeah.
Okay, we'll go with you first then. What is the IMDb rating for this?
8.1. I think it's the MCU movie of the summer.
Yeah.
People were really jazzed about it. It had wonderful effects. The storyline was kind of copy and paste, but I think the big cameos definitely probably got it some points.
I bet Hoffman loved Christian Bale, so I'm thinking it's already in a positive note. I just don't know where. Because I can tell you that the storyline did not do it for him, and I bet he didn't find the screaming goats funny. So I will go with.
Oh my God, the screaming goats.
Yes, I know. 6.9. 6.9.
The IMDb rating. Aaron, you said 8.1 is actually 6.8, which is 1.3 off. Phil, you said 6.9. I said 6.0, which means, again, Phil, you get the point. You weren't that close.
I'm going home
that time. Last, but certainly not least, Elvis, the most recent film that I saw in the cinema,
yes,
has an IMDb. Have you both seen it?
I watched it last night, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, it's fresh.
Did you like Tom
Aaron?
Hanks, or did you hate Tom Hanks?
As in his character or his portrayal of the character?
His portrayal of the character. What accent was that?
I think it was supposed to be
It was supposed to be
German.
It was supposed to be a Dutch
German
accent. Dutch accent. After living in West Virginia for many, 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 many years, and personally knowing a relatively a generic Southern accent, and being very familiar with a Dutch accent, I thought there were certain things that he actually did extremely well. He got the intonation right in like the way that Dutch people will say certain things he got the intonation very right. It's like as soon as that was revealed in the spoiler alert, revealed in the movie, I was listening to it and I was like, wow, he's really nailing the inflection of sentences. It was very, very, I was very impressed in that. Obviously it wasn't perfect. How do you master an accent that's like Dutch, but lived in this certain part of the world for many years? You know, like that is a tough task. And I thought Hanks did a very, very good job. Okay, back to the question at hand here.
I was taken out by like all of the prosthetics and appliances every time I saw them. But I have to say, Austin Butler's accent work was pretty spot on.
Really good.
I mean, come on.
Really good.
Okay, sorry.
The IMDb rating.
Yes.
Back to the Pelvis.
Let's see. Oh, in terms of storytelling, I really liked Baz Luhrmann's style, but I think that it probably didn't resonate very well with the voters. So I think it probably is around like a 6.8, 6.7. I'll go with 6.8.
6.8.
That's a safe bet. After hearing how impressed Hoffman was with Tom Hanks' performance, getting that little hint there, because that really, I think,
doesn't really matter in the end now.
Well, I think it helps determine on whether or not you really enjoyed the movie, or if you were just like, it was good. It doesn't
matter in the context of the game because you already won.
Yes.
Right.
Then I'm going to go fairly high. I'm going to go 8.4 because at the end of the day, it's still Elvis.
The IMDb rating, 7.8, so you're one off.
Ooh,
Aaron.
Nice.
Okay.
Wait, 7.8?
7.8.
Oh, yeah, so he's
Aaron
one
said
off.
6.
Yeah, whole number, dear.
Sorry.
Sorry. 6.8. Sorry. And then I rated it 7.9, which means you were half a point off, Phil, and you got the clean sweep. 5 out of 5.
Sweep. Woo, woo, woo.
Unacceptable.
I love it. All right, Aaron, going to need you to do the flip this time. The flip. As mine...
Okay, what we talked about?
Yes, what we talked about. Double winks to the left.
Okay.
My game is a little bit different. You both will be participating in the same genre, and it will be according to rates and rankings of other people. So, for the first one here, according to Ranker.com's list of the best female leading movies of 2022, where does the movie Turning Red rank? With 1 being considered the best and 10 not as much. Of course, the competition, because I wouldn't leave you guys adrift, would be in alphabetical order: Netflix's Beauty, Clara Sola, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Kimi, Hulu's The Princess, Scream, The Worst Person in the World, and The 355. Where does Turning Red rank within that top 10? The closest will win and get a point here. And first, we will go to you, Aaron.
I think it's number 4.
Number 4. Aaron says number 4. Hoffman, where do you go?
I'm going to say 5. I don't know.
Don't do that, Hoffman. Don't piggyback.
With number 4, Aaron, you get off to a lead, my friend. It is number 3 on the list. There we go. Number 3. Aaron starts off the game with something he didn't last with a point.
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I believe was number 1.
Have you guys seen it?
Yes. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
No, please do not spoil it for me. I have not seen it.
He has not seen it.
No.
But I saw it. Tremendous, Aaron. My film of the year thus far.
Absolutely.
Exquisite. I cried as well. I cried and wept. All right. Anyways, moving along. According to the U.S. News Travel section, in a list of the best hotels in Quebec City, where does the Best Western Premier Hotel Aristocrat rank amongst the top 10? I would give you the list for the other 10, but since you guys have not been to Quebec, I'd imagine, Honor would know the list of hotels.
You think you know me?
You know what? You're right. Where does, though, specifically, the Best Western Premier Hotel Aristocrat rank amongst the list's top 10? Hoffman, will go with you first.
I'm going to say 7.
He's going to go 7.
I'm going to go with 8.
Aaron? You nailed it on the button. It is number 8. Somehow he knew Best Western truly was number 8. All right,
I figured there's probably like a couple chain hotels that are a little worse than Best Western. And I'm like, yeah, 7, 8. is definitely
Absolutely. All right,
where
number
it's
3.
landing.
Since Aaron is in the lead, we will go with him first for the rest of these. According to Variety's official ranking of The Office episodes, where does the episode Business School, where Ryan asks Michael to be a guest speaker at his business school courses, and Michael later hurls candy bars at them, rank amongst the top 10? Of course, the other 10 that it is competing against is Broke, Casino Night, The Dinner Party, Finale, Garage Sale, Goodbye Michael, Gossip, The Injury, and Stress Relief. Those are the other 9. Where does Business School rank amongst those top 10? Aaron, you first.
First of all, shout out to The Injury, which is the funniest episode.
The absolute
in my
hilarious,
opinion.
the George Foreman. I enjoy waking up to the smell of bacon.
Sue me.
Sue me.
It's delicious. It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day.
That's funny. I think Business School probably ranks. I would say in the lower half of that list. So I'd rank it probably. I'm going to go with 8 again, just to be on the safe side.
8. Hoffman,
God.
where do you go?
I'd have to be pretty bold to go with. If I go with 9, then it's either 9 or 10. I'm gonna go with 7. I feel like I don't know. I wanted to go with 8, so 7. I'm gonna say 7.
David, I'm sorry you did not nail it, but you did get closer. It is number 5, right in the middle. So
What?
David,
I do
finally
disagree.
gets
I disagree.
a point.
I wouldn't have put it at number 5.
No. I'm
But,
like,
so be it.
replace these pages with their weight in gold. I remember that.
Okay, according to GoldDerby.com's list of ranking every RuPaul's Drag Race winner, where does All Stars Season 3 winner Trixie Mattel rank on a scale of 1 to 10? And of course, the other 9 being Alaska, winner of All Stars Season 2, Bianca Del Rio, Season 6, Bob the Drag Queen, my personal named favorite, of Season 8, Jinx Monsoon, Season number 5's winner, Monet Exchange, All Stars 4 in a tie, Shea Coulee, All Stars Season 5, Trinity the Tuck, All Stars Season 4, also in a tie, Violet Chachki, Season number 7's winner, and Willow Pill, Season 14's winner. Aaron, where does Trixie Mattel rank, of course, Season 3 winner, where does she rank in those top 10?
Trixie's one of the big hitters of Drag Race. I think she'd probably rate in the top 3. So I'm going to go with. Oh wait, I shouldn't have given my thought process because David, you know none of these people.
He knows none of the drag queens.
Let's see.
Not at all.
Dang it. I'm going to say she's probably number 2.
Ooh, what a devious move for Aaron.
Yeah.
Hoffman.
Dare I go with 1?
Good luck.
Are you so bold? Are you so bold? Trixie Mattel.
Have you ever heard that name before?
I have.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow.
Someone's on TikTok.
No, I think I heard it on this podcast, another episode that you were a guest on. I'm going to go with 1.
He's going to be so bold as to go with number 1. Aaron.
Dang it, I think I may have lost.
I am so sorry. It is Trixie is number 1. David has tied the game up. We are going to our last one.
No.
We're going to our last one, and it is my personal favorite. I went to The Office. I went to RuPaul. We're now going to my personal favorite genre. According to LimeliGhtHotel.com's ranking of a list of breakfast foods, where does bacon rank? Of course, its competition in the top 10 is going to be bagels and cream cheese as 1. That is 1. Biscuits and gravy as 1. French toast, pancakes, pastries, scrambled eggs, steel-cut oatmeal, veggie frittatas, and yogurt and granola as 1. Where does bacon rank in that list? And since David forced the tie, we will go to him first. Now, what is your question, Aaron?
Can I ask a contextual question?
Yes.
What was the sample audience for this? Was it Americans? Was it the world? Was it 5 high schoolers?
It is Limelight Hotel's list. It seems to be a hotel's own ranking.
Okay.
because you can book your stay off of this website as well as get the breakfast foods ranked. Fun fact.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. Hoffman, we go to you first since you forced the tie.
Yeah.
Bacon.
I'm going to go with 4.
He's going to go with number 4. Aaron, where do you go?
I'm going to go with number 5.
He's going with number 5. He's taking the over.
Yeah.
Scrambled eggs came in at number 10, which was surprising for me.
Huh.
The winner at number 1 was pancakes. Again, another questionable choice.
Also surprising.
Okay.
And one more surprising one, veggie frittatas, which even making this list was surprising for me, came in at number 8. However, bacon. You know it, you love it, you eat it, unless you're vegan, which in case Hoffman is not dating you. Bacon comes in at number 6, meaning Aaron does take home the bacon. Aaron, congratulations, you won. Thank you so much for joining us and gifting me a win while taking away Hoffman's chance at glory. What would you like to promote here on your way out?
My OnlyFans. I'm kidding.
For $500,000.
Fair enough. This fall, I'll be performing in Cinderella at Phoenix Theater Company.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I'll be playing Lord Pinkleton.
Wow.
That runs November 11th through January 1st.
So if you're in the Phoenix area,
yeah.
yes, go watch Aaron in Phoenix Theater. Did you say November?
No, it's not the 11th. I think it's the 18th through January 1st. Excuse me.
Okay, so good. So hopefully when I'm back for holiday time, another story for another day. But I will do my best and my damnedest to be there. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, Aaron. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks.
And with that win, I get back to a middling record of 10-10, while David's loss, everybody sob, brings him to a 9-11 record. Ooh, Jake! That's right, buddy. That slaps.
There we go. That slaps. Comes around again. And here we give you our favorite entertainment of the week, whether it be a song, a movie, a TV show, season, or even a video game. Whatever it is, whatever we've been jamming to this week in a metaphorical sense, whatever we think slaps, we bring to you, and we hope that you check out. Phil, why don't you take it out? Take it away first.
Going to a recently released song called Touch by St. Lucia. They are one of my favorite bands, and they just recently released this song. I don't think it's by any means one of their best songs, but it's a good bop and something that does feel like them, which is something I think a lot of artists sometimes have a problem with, sounding authentic album to album. So it's a good moniker for an album to come. Touch by St. Lucia. That slaps.
Mine this week, I was a little torn because I did see Elvis this week, and you know what? Dang it, it slapped. So I'm just going to go with Elvis.
Ooh.
And we'll save the song for next week. Elvis, the movie, I really, really, truly enjoyed it. We talked about it a little bit during the game section. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. Austin Butler is fantastic. I think Tom Hanks did a very good job. And I will say that one of the highlights for me, beyond the acting, because that's obviously always going to come first and foremost, was the editing. The film editing.
Yes.
Was tremendous. And I'm not an expert by any means. Let me just
the technical aspects of that film had no right to be as good as they were.
But the editing was tremendously well done. I thought the way that it cut between camera angles, the way that the story was told through editing as well, the way that they sort of placed things here and there, and the way that they kind of at moments mixed in real footage from the past. Also very, very well done. I just loved that. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. The editing was one of the highlights, and the acting is very, very good. So check it out. And it's given me this like weird newfound appreciation for Elvis as an artist and like that type of music, because they play it a lot at the bar that I work, or at one of the bars that I work. So it's pretty cool. It slaps.
Before we close out this episode, we've got a couple of thank yous to get around to. Thank you to Ryan Ardell, Josh Hans, and Tara Amstutz for their wonderful contributions to the podcast. Truly could not do it without you guys. Thank you so much.
And thank you to Kaz and Crossland and to Jake Corlang for the music that you hear on this show, for some of the music that you hear on the show, I should say. We couldn't do it without you guys. We love you.
And thank you most of all to you, the listening audience. Yes, you listening right now. We very much appreciate you for listening to this episode and hopefully all the others that are backlogged in the categories the library, I should say, of episodes that we have back there. Go back and listen to them if you haven't listened to any of them. Of course, they age well, they're timeless, they're classics, and of course, you can find those anywhere where you find all your favorite podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, even Google Podcasts, everywhere except for Pandora. You know why? Because screw you, Pandora.
He's an 8, but has a big old hairy chest like a bear. Oh, you bet he's a 10.